Good old Stephan giving finance advice. And let me tell you, I had a certain mindset when it comes to prenups, but damn, what Graham just said is really interesting. I'm married now, so it's too late, but it's really interesting the way he's thinking about it. Let's watch it.
What is your position on prenups across
I'm
the
all
board?
when
For
you-
everybody?
Yes,
They
absolutely.
told
Because then your default is just going back to the state. Then the state becomes your you have a prenup, and so it's either do you trust the government or do you trust what you come up with between two individuals when you're on great terms.
100% right. And I never thought about that. I'm one of those people that always thought that's rich people problems. The rich people handle it. And obviously, he's a big time YouTuber. He has a lot of assets. He's a multimillionaire. So his mentality is a little different. But I do appreciate what he's saying because it is true if you think about it, right? Even with the little that you come in to a relationship, why you let the states and the courts tell you and dictate how you should split your money, how you should split this? You should be able to come up with a decision on your own and have that conversation. And I understand to so many people it's like, whoa, well, if you have that conversation, why are you thinking about it already? No. Okay? It's a conversation, and the conversation literally could be, regardless to what happens, we're going to get a prenup. You get 50% of this, I get 50% of that, and that's it. Doesn't mean that you come in, right? Whatever you come in with, you leave with. No, it can be, hey, whatever we build, we're going to split this up a certain way. So you could come in the relationship and leaving with a lot more than you came in with. But I like that because it's a conversation to have rather than having the state step in and make decisions. I don't know, guys. You let me know what you feel. Let's continue watching.
And when we were speaking with James Sexton, who is a divorce lawyer, he said that out of the hundreds or thousands of prenups that he's done, only 7 have gotten divorced. And there's something about going through that prenup that forces couples to talk very objectively about, like, what happens if we were to break up? And when you're able to have those discussions, you're able to work through so many issues.
Wow, this guy should open up a relationship podcast. That is very true. That is extremely true. It allows you now to have those uncomfortable conversations. But now you know exactly what the deal is in case this thing doesn't go the way it goes. And a lot of times you might not be aligned with certain things, right? You might not be aligned with the whole fact of you're going to keep half the house, or you're not going to get access to, a certain amount of things within my portfolio, whatever the case may be. You iron that out. And in the end, it's like, okay, cool. We know what's up. Now you're not thinking about that. You see, a lot of people now are in relationships strictly for financial reasons. They cannot go on their own. They're afraid. Some people might be afraid they didn't get half of their stuff. And now it's like all this chaos. And you're not with someone now truly for love. You're with someone just because of a transaction, just because of assets. And you're afraid to be on your own. So at least if you have this conversation, you know what the other person is thinking and you get the financial things out of the way. Now it's clear. Now you guys can enjoy each other and not have to worry about what's going to happen in case you're not together, and you know the person you're with is with you for all the right reasons. That right there, I never thought of it that way. But listen, Graham is onto something. He really is.
And just being able to have those conversations, from his perspective, lowers the chances of a divorce. So just getting a prenup, I think, puts you in a category where you're thrown in that and you're going to have a lower divorce rate because of that.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. It really does truly make sense to me that if you have that conversation, it's done. And the divorce rate should lower because it's done. And let's not act like, listen, it's not all about money until it is, right? I understand the relationship's all about love and whatnot, but money has a big role to play in relationships. Most people get divorced due to money reasons. Wouldn't it be nice to get that over with in the beginning, have a discussion done, and now you just work on the love part of the relationship rather than just the financial part? Because yes, okay, of course, he's a finance YouTuber. He has all this money. He wants to protect his assets. I get it. I 100% get it. He might be different. But I think a lot of us, even who don't have all that money, should still have that conversation, because some of us might be coming in with a 401k, right, from all the savings that you had, or probably you inherited some property. Would you think it would be fair for someone to take half of the property you inherited from someone else that was given just to you? It could get a little weird, if you ask me. It get a little weird knowing you're giving up half the asset, or something that that person is not even a part of, and a family member, like a parent or whatnot, passed it down to you. So it makes sense that once you have that conversation, it's out in the air and it's clear, the divorce rate should go down.
That's from a divorce. I got to tell you, a divorce lawyer giving you that is highly suspect.
How? Because
I guess I'm saying
counsel.
I don't trust his numbers, and that's unfair for me to say. Here's, and I'm having some fun with this.
Please, yeah.
But do you think it also gives the couple an out if before we ever get married, we're discussing terms of the dissolution of our marriage?
Yeah, I mean, what? Nah, I don't agree with that. Why would you think that conversation is not a good conversation to have? You guys let me know. I don't see the you have an out situation. I don't see that. I mean, unless he's saying you have an out for the person who has all these assets, right? But who cares? Listen, man, if you come into a relationship with money and someone's marrying you for who you are, then the assets have nothing to do with it. It should have nothing to do with it at all. I understand some people like the money, some gold diggers, I get it, and that's a good way to weed them out. I understand that. But why would that be a bad idea? It's not a bad idea if you ask me. It's actually a very smart idea to have that conversation because so many people don't have that conversation. So many people get married and they don't even know the other person's credit score. They don't even know the other person's debt. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. Why? I don't want to have this conversation. It's a weird conversation. What do you mean? But to get married and your issues, your debt, your assets, everything is coming to me as well. So as long as we have this conversation and we iron everything out, this relationship is going to last because I understand exactly the situation that's going on, right? We understand exactly your debt situation, your credit situation. We understand your asset situation. We understand that. And that to me is important. So saying like it's a bad idea, I don't really think it's a bad idea. You guys let me know what you think. But I really don't think it's a bad idea. I really think it's making you have a conversation that you're uncomfortable with. But hey, man, you rather find out things now before it's too late.
I think it forces a very serious. There's 50% chance of divorce overall. Now, granted, that's on like second, third. On a first marriage, it's about a 25 to 30% chance of a divorce.
Right.
If you were to have a 30% chance of getting in a car accident, you would make sure you get car insurance. You would make sure you have health insurance. This is something where I feel like it's a smart choice just to have those conversations. And it's better, again, between two people than you and a state. Like, I
that's a compelling point. I've never heard anybody put it that way.
You're not trusting the government with like your tax money and ensuring that's going to be spent. So how would you trust them with your relationship?
Oh, man, he's good. He's really, you can tell that he analyzes a lot, right? Even the marriage, he's like, he knows the percentages, the 20, 30%, this and that, 50%, second, third. Man, he analyzes a lot. And that's really good though, because you have to have critical thinking. You have to protect yourself, man. When it's all said and done, you have to protect, especially if you're coming in with all this money, all the hard work that you put in to build that money, and you just give it away just like that. It's never a good idea. Once again, it doesn't mean a prenup says you get nothing, I get it, I keep everything I came in with. You can still be giving up a certain percent of it, right? Your investments that you're doing together, like, hey, you get 50% of that, or whatever the case may be. You can iron it out. It doesn't mean you leave with nothing. It just means you leave it with a certain amount, and this is the way it's going to be. We're going to split things a specific way, and that's it. But the analogy with the car insurance is awesome. It's true, right? If there's a 3% chance you get into a car accident, would you want to have insurance? I mean, we all would want to have insurance. I mean, when it comes to car insurance, we have no choice. But with certain type of insurance in our life to protect us, if you know there's a 30% chance of that event happening and you know you get insurance to protect it, we all will. But let's be honest, the majority of our society, yeah, we don't do that. I don't even have a prenup, right? I don't have it. But in all reality, my wife knew about the money that I made. She knew about all my assets. She knew about everything. Like, she understands the whole financial situation. Now, if my YouTube channel blows up, I'm making all this money, I'm not going to say it's not fair for her to not be able to get 50% of it. I know some of you guys out there might be like, she didn't do all the work, but listen, I'm able to do what I'm able to do with her help as well. It might not feel like she's actually recording the videos because she's not editing, but she's giving me the opportunities to make these videos in my spare time. The money she makes keeps the house afloat. Everything is working. It works. Her intangibles definitely works. There's some tangibles as well, don't get me wrong, but people just underestimate the intangibles of having someone in a relationship to be around to allow you to build, right? She's not doing what I'm doing, don't get me wrong, but there's things that she does as well that helps me out. So to me, it's fair. You guys let me know what you think.
Like, it just makes sense that it's better between two people. You could come up with whatever you want in a prenup. It's just on the two people to come to an agreement of what they deem is fair.
Yeah, it's only you two. That's it. And whatever you guys think is fair is fair. Other people cannot jump in, oh, girl, you should get half. Or, oh, man, she's taking all this money from you. Or you should take more from her. There's none of that, right? There's none of that. It's done. It's a document that you both agreed to. And that's it. That's it. That's pretty... I'm surprised. That was really good, solid advice. I like the insurance thing. The insurance thing, it really made me think. Like, it's true, man. That's very true. So many people now should really consider that. Even if you don't get a prenup, you should still have a serious money conversation together to see where a person's head's at financially and where they envision themselves in the future, rather than winging it. You can't wing it no more, man. Just winging it and just, we're broke, you're broke, I'm broke, we're broke, we figure it out. That doesn't work, man. If you have anything, a 401k or whatever, or like I said, some property given to you from your family, some inheritance, you gotta protect that as much as possible, right? You can't just simply say, well, you know, the person said that they would not take it, so I expect them not to take it. Man, let me tell you something. During a divorce, a lawyer would look through everything possible and says, girl or guy, you're gonna get all of this. I don't care what you verbally said. Is it written? No. So this is what we're going to do, and it could get really messy. But guys, drop a comment down below. Let me know, what do you think about prenups? Do you think everyone should have a prenup, or you think they shouldn't? Drop a comment down below, because I would love to hear it. At the same time, hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Peace.